All right. So we are going to be rounding out the end of this chapter by looking at how to calculate a single sample t-test in SPSS. As I had mentioned in the last video, we don't, as researchers, calculate statistics by hand. So you might be asking yourself, well, then, Dr. DeDios, why are you making us learn how to do it by hand? It's to help you understand the concepts and the ideas behind the numbers. The numbers aren't that important unless you know what they mean. You can calculate a number really easily. You can get a computer to do it for you. But if you don't understand what it represents and what it means, then those numbers are not really useful to us. So that's why we start by learning how to calculate it by hand, so you understand the mechanism behind the computations. And then we learn how to do it in SPSS so that we can use the technology available to us. And then we interpret what has happened in SPSS. So how do we do a single sample t-test in SPSS? How do we read the output in SPSS? How do we draw a conclusion based on the output in SPSS? And how do we write up our results based on the output in SPSS? All right, here is an example. A national study found that the average college student reads 3.5 books per year for pleasure. A psychology instructor at a community college in California surveyed 14 students about how many books they read for fun in the past year. I'm going to presume that this psychology instructor asked psychology students. And these were the answers. These were the 14 students. So this person said, I read 3 books in the last year. This person said, I read 7 books. So the question is, are psychology students significantly different in terms of the number of books they read for pleasure than the average college student? We're going to use a two-tailed test with an alpha of 0.05. So first thing that we do in hypothesis test in our step 1 is we go ahead and make sure that we talk about the populations. So population 1 is American college students. Population 2 is psychology students at a community college. And we want to see, are they significantly different from each other? All right, step 2, we're going to use a distribution of sample means. And we're going to use a single sample t-test because we don't have the population standard deviation. Step 3, we want to look at those assumptions. So assumption 1, number of books read for pleasure, that is a ratio scale. So we meet that one. Assumption 2, I don't see random sampling, so maybe not. Assumption 3, what was assumption 3 again? Let me double check. So do we know if it is normally distributed? Maybe not, we don't know. And we don't have a sample size of at least 30, so we don't know if we met that assumption. Okay, so step 2 is to set up my distribution of sample means. I'm not gonna, is actually to set up my hypotheses. So my null hypothesis, there is no significant difference between American college students and psychology students at a community college in terms of the number of books they read for pleasure. And my research hypothesis is that there is a significant difference between these two groups. All right. So step 3 with the distribution, all the computation, all of that we'll actually do in SPSS. So I am going to pull up SPSS here. All right, and we're going to do a new data set. and we're going to open that up. Okay, I think we can get rid of this for now. We're going to keep this on the side here. Okay, so we have our data set here. We learned about how to use SPSS a little bit earlier in a different video, but here's my data view, here's my variable view. So the variable view here is pleasure books, right? This is scale, and I'll label it with number of books read for pleasure in the last year. Okay, I'm going to go to data view and I'm going to input the data. So the data is actually here. So I am going to pull this to the side. I'm going to input the data here. All right, so that's 14 people whose data is represented here. All right, so now we can go ahead and conduct the single sample t-test. So to do that, I go to Analyze, I go to Compare Means, and I go to One Sample t-test. So I'm going to put this variable here into the test variables. I'm going to see, okay, what was the number that I wanted to compare it to, the population mean? So let's go back and look at it. It says, move this here. It says the average college student reads 3.5. So that's the number I'm going to put here. 3.5. I do want to estimate effect sizes. And let's look at options. I have a confidence interval. I can create a 95% confidence interval. And I'll hit continue and say, okay. So now here is what the output looks like. The first thing that it's going to give me is the number of scores in my sample. It's going to give me the mean, the standard deviation, and then the standard error of the mean. Then it's going to give me my t statistic. It's going to give me my degrees of freedom. It's going to give me my p-value. And it's going to give me my 95% confidence interval here. It's also going to give me Cohen's d. And we use the standardizer. All right. So that is all the information that we need in order to figure out, well, what decision should I make? So in order for us to figure out what decision do I make, the thing that we need to really focus on here is this part right here. Okay, so that is our p-value. So you remember I said if p is less than 0.05 or our alpha level, then we reject the null hypothesis. If p is greater than 0.05 or whatever our alpha level is, we fail to reject the null. So if we look at the significance value, it is 0.041, and that is less than 0.05. Therefore, we reject the null hypothesis. Now, we might have to remind ourselves at this point, okay, what was the null hypothesis again? Right, the null hypothesis is that there is no significant difference between American college students and psychology students at a community college in terms of the number of books they read for pleasure. Well, I reject you. So the research hypothesis is probably true. That's what we find support for. So how do I write this up? Well, I start with a statement. Okay. I see that psychology community college students read significantly more books for pleasure than the national college student population. Okay. I can add in the mean and standard deviation here. So mean 4.5, standard deviation is 1.65. And then I can add my statistical statement. So in this case, I was calculating T. My degrees of freedom is here. That's the first thing that I want to make sure that I add. So degrees of freedom there. All right, so I've got my degrees of freedom. And then my T value that was calculated here is right here, 2.26. We round to 2 decimal places, even though SPSS gives it to us to 3 decimal places, we round to 2. That's the standard APA formatting. Then we have our p-value. Now I said when we calculate by hand, we do p is less than or greater than. However, if we do it in SPSS and it gives us an exact p-value, we go p is equal to 0.04. Now, lesson here, we don't put the 0 in front of the p-value. So it's not 0.04, it's just 0.04. That's where your book makes a mistake. Your book does not follow AP formatting there. It should not be 0.05 or 0.04. It should just be 0.05 or 0.04. All right, so I've got my p-value. Now I can do my 95% confidence interval. I've got my brackets here, so I've got 0.046, comma 1.954. So confidence intervals, we usually go to 3 decimal places. All other values to 2, but for confidence intervals, we go to 3. And then we also have Cohen's d, which was calculated at 1.65. This suggests a large effect, right? Because according to Cohen's d, that would be a large effect. So that is our write-up. So you will need to know how to use SPSS, how to input data, how to run the single sample t-test, and then how to interpret what it's saying to you and write up the results. So I hope that this helps. Watch it again if you need some help with it again, okay? Otherwise, that's all I have for you. Let me know if you've got questions. Otherwise, I'll see you later. Bye.